gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters local news show sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Got some good stuff for you. First, lead story is this. Daniel Cameron and Andy Beshear's governor's race. A Democratic polling company called Policy, they did a poll, and it comes out where head-to-head, Andy Beshear is up 8 points. A poll that was done by a conservative group a couple weeks ago had him up 10 points. The bottom line is, in the margin of errors, it looks like Andy Beshear's up 10 points on Daniel Cameron. Some things that you should know. Andy Beshear is considered one of the top 5 most popular governors in the state. In the country. Andy Beshear has a, I don't want to put this, has a odd angle on some of these western and eastern Kentucky rural voters by virtue of the tornado relief and the flood relief, although some people say he hasn't done it very well, but some have. He's doling out money left and right. In addition to that, Andy Beshear seems to be on the right side of woke versus economy. DeSantis got that word down there in Florida, that the woke stuff is not as important as the economic issues. Cameron is pounding Beshear on the woke stuff. Andy Beshear is trying to say, hey, I'm doing a good job. 20% of the Republicans said they were going to vote for Andy Beshear. So despite Cameron having all of these demographic advantage, more Republican voters, the House being controlled, 2 Republican senators, there seems to be a little glitch going. My advice to Daniel Cameron is to let's let it rip. Let's get it going. They're running the tradition, because Terry Carmack is running his campaign, who's McConnell's political guy. They are running the traditional play it safe McConnell campaign. And then at the end, last week, hit them with something, tell them all that and everything else. But I don't know. Beshear has kind of defined him, has put a lot of money already. I don't know if you can do that last week splurge thing. I think Daniel Cameron ought to come to Patriots Day Freedom Fest. He ought to change his mind again. He ought to embrace anything and everything Trump. He didn't mention Trump at Fancy Farm. By the way, though, you know what Fancy Farm is? Fancy Farm's not Trump world. Fancy Farm's establishment, both parties. But that's my opinion. In local news, I want to talk about this. There was a rally last Sunday on my birthday from 3 to 6 p.m. It was a vote yes on 1, and it was a Rosary Rally to save Ohio's children, protecting parental rights, the Constitution, and God's children. And present at this was Abby Johnson, Jim Caviezel from Sound of Freedom and the Passion of Christ, and Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, some pretty big heavyweights. And it was wild. It was in Norwood. Now, I got this text message. I did not see this covered on any news channel. There were about 2,000 attendees. It was to raise awareness. Now, I'm blown away by that. But it is an example, all of you Trump supporters, all of you conservative, libertarian, right-wingers, this is what we deal with. The woke left tri-state media does not want to cover a story like this. Do you know if that was a Muslim event, they would cover it? You ever read the Inquirer? The Inquirer covers the Muslim-related stuff. They cover anything, but they don't cover this. It is Exhibit A, folks. All of you that went to that event, I'm sorry they didn't cover it. By the way, I posted this. I posted this on my social media pages. I promoted the event for you. I appreciate this report. I will, and if I don't respond, it's because I forgot, which is rare. Remind me. This is what I'm trying to do here with Eric Deters Media, is to cover what they don't cover for you. And if you get behind me and support what I'm doing here, we can end run around all of them. So, great event. 2,000 people to show up and say a rosary on a Sunday afternoon from 3 to 6 on a sunny afternoon. That's amazing. Good for all of you. I'm sorry the vote didn't turn out the way you wanted it, but I've already explained myself on that. I just think people want the Constitution left alone. All right, long crime. Roger Grassi, that creep there. Sabrina and I were trying to figure out which one of these ladies. It was posted by the mom. I think the mom's in the center. Her name was Tabitha Douglas, who passed away from a drug overdose. She was in and out of rehab. Roger Grassi would give drugs, and a drug was laced with fentanyl and killed her for sex. How diabolical do you have to do? By the way, I've heard it, folks. I've seen lawyers. I've heard the stories of lawyers doing legal services for sex, this for sex, drugs for sex, all that stuff. It's sick. You're preying upon somebody who's helpless. All right, the Rodens versus the Wagners. The Wagners in Pike County killed the Rodens. The Rodens are now, started yesterday in court, are suing the Wagners for money, hoping to get $1 million a pop. The problem is, do they have any money left? I guess we'll have to wait and see. College Hill shooting left one dead. Another went to the hospital. In Kentucky, you ready for this? Kentucky is, according to this report, the laziest state.
It is.
Now, I want to tell you something, folks. My campaign for governor, I think we'll do a clip on this too. My campaign for governor covered every single issue. Now, I had my main issues, but I covered every issue as people got me information. And one of the things that I talked about was my laundry list of where Kentucky ranks either last or first the wrong way in so many categories. In other words, first when you want to be last, last when you want to be first. And here's another one. And I don't see anything that Cameron or Bashir are doing that is going to change our state the way it exists. I believe our state needs like a complete overhaul. What we need to do is we need to take all the good that we have to offer, our beautiful state, all those natural resources, all the hardworking Kentuckians, all the creativity, all the fun, all that we got going for us, and modify and kind of like a complete transformation of the attitude of our state. In other words, take Kentucky from the 18th, 19th century in so many places into a modern kick-ass state. And what you want to use as an example is like Texas, Florida, the other southern states, Alabama, whatnot. And you do that, folks, by economics. You know, what you do in eastern Kentucky, western Kentucky, rural Kentucky, Louisville, the inner cities. And I wanted to do that. And it's probably going to be waiting for me to do the next time the governor's race rolls around. Jefferson County Public School fiasco. This was reported in the news, but I'm going to read a message that I got. I was told to offer grace to JCPS this morning. There were children who do not get home from school until almost 10 o'clock last night. They were very young children dropped off at bus stops with no adult present very late in the evening. They were scared, tired, and probably hungry children who peed their pants while waiting to get home after the first day of school. The people in charge knew months ago they would be transporting nearly 100,000 students all over the city yesterday. Rather than focus on that, they chose to spend their summer coming up ways to skirt around a law that would protect children and parental rights. I will not offer grace to a school system that squanders $2.5 billion, fails to ensure the safety of students and teachers, and refuses to listen to parents. As a former employee, volunteer, and PTA president, they lost my support in 2020. Another blue city, blue county, screwing it up. Bitcoin mining. Folks, I don't understand any of this, but one of Kentucky's largest coal mines been approved. Just wanted to report that. And in Ohio, DeWine says he wants to focus on the abortion amendment now that issue 1 has failed. Folks, here's the politics of this. Rape, incest, life of the mother, particularly life of the mother. Viable baby, no matter what, no, that's the winning hand. Trump's been talking about it. It was my position when I ran for governor. It's just the way it is. The Republicans saying, by the way, all Trump did was give every state the right to do it. If the state wants to screw this up, they can screw it up. But the bottom line is, folks, and it's kind of sad because I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life. But here's the problem. We have had that, and I'm not saying that it's justifiable. I'm just talking political reality. If you completely cut off those abortion rights, you're going to have this backlash politically. Right or wrong, it's just the way it is politically. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.